Yay!
Hey!
And welcome to the super fun, awesome, happy time pedal show. My name's Gabriel.
Hey, I'm Alex.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've got, before we even start, we're different surroundings today. We're at
The Library Studios.
the Library Studios in Mansborough on the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, while Alex's studio is being reworked.
Yes.
Relocated and reworked. Big thanks to our friend Ben for letting us use his studio here to do some silly stuff.
Absolutely. So, we've got a Chase Bliss Audio Spectre.
Spectre, the analog True Zero flanger, or flanger. We're in Australia, it's called a flanger.
Yeah.
And before we even start with anything else, just very quickly, can I just say, yay on the packaging. That's the packaging it comes in. A nice little wooden box.
Like a mini pedal coffin.
Mini pedal coffin. My daughter calls it a treasure chest. She wants to have it as a treasure chest.
It's a bit nicer than a
Pedal coffin. So yeah, so kudos to Chase Bliss. Looks, presentation's awesome, and the pedal is awesome. Now, all you people that don't like talking, maybe we'll put a little thing on the bottom that says when the actual sound starts, at what time, because there's a lot of stuff to talk about in this. Lots and lots and lots and lots of functions. Okay, so quickly in a nutshell, we've got 6 knobs up the top. We've got a mix, which is also a ramp knob over here. We've got a zero knob, we've got a regeneration knob, we've got a rate, and then we've got the modulation section. We've got width and shift. Then we've got 3 switches. One is for your tap tempo, so it changes the subdivisions, that's the word I was looking for, thank you very much. And then the other 2 switches are part of the modulation side, and they tell you how you want the waves of the flanger.
The ramp shape?
Whether you want it to be square or a sine or whatever the third one is. Just a straight one.
Triangle?
Triangle? Yeah, maybe triangle. Yes, that's the one, possibly, yeah. And then you've got your on and off. You've got your tap, and in the middle you have a little knob that you can, or a little switch. In the center, if it's in the center, everything works according to the way where the knobs are.
Yep.
And then to the right and to the left, you have 2 presets you can store on here.
Cool.
And then you have 16 little switchies at the top, which do a whole bunch of other stuff, but let's get to them later. Let's run through all this stuff first. So today we're running through a Fender Hot Rod DeVille 4x10. Same guitars as always, just look up other videos if you want to find out. I'll let you have some
okay.
Sound. Okay.
Yeah. C chord.
Okay, so what we had in the start, look, for the intro, for the beginning, we had it at the verge of sort of self-oscillating. So the regeneration knob, what it actually does, it brings in the intensity of it. So the higher up you have the regeneration knob, the more intense it is, the more saturated it is, the more you bring it back, the more subtle and more background it is. So let's just go through some of the knobs just to see what they do. So let's start with the regeneration knob.
Sorry, my guitar's being crackly.
Crackly guitar. So basically, yeah, we've got as you're bringing it down, it takes back the saturation of it. Okay, then we've got the zero knob. Now the zero, it basically changes the because it's a through zero flanger. You can kind of, it's almost like a cue of the flanger where you want the sweet spot of the flanger to be.
Okay.
And I think it says in here somewhere around about so between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock, that's at where it's sort of at the 0 point. If you go above it, it's gone through. If you before 1 or 3 o'clock, it's before the 0 point, if that makes sense. So let's, hang on, I'll turn it up a bit more again, and let's start with the 0 all the way off.
Okay.
So it changes the character of it. It kind of sort of changes the sweet spot of it.
Gets that sort of vocally kind of
vowel, almost like a vowel sound. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Now the first knob, the mix knob, has two functions. So it's wet and dry basically.
Okay.
But it is also your ramp speed, which ramping comes into play once the switches up the top get
turn on.
Turn on. Yeah, basically. Which we'll get to a little later. Just quickly, we'll just do the sort of the ratios of speed. Very slow, or you can do it with a tap.
Yep.
And you've got three different subdivisions. You've got it 1, which is 1-to-1, as in when you tap it. 2, which is
twice as fast.
Twice as fast. 4, which is for every tap it goes 4, and then you can flick one of the switches up the top and then change it to either 3, 6, or 8. So you can make it go ridiculously fast or triplets. Now the Magis Shape section. Now this is where it gets interesting as well. So this is now where it's basically those two knobs and those two switches. The width, it's the width of the flanger, like how deep and how far you want it to go.
Okay.
So you can make it a more narrower flanger, or you can make it a more deeper flanger. Shift kind of does, it shifts the peak either to an earlier point or to a later point. Probably best if we play it, just to hear it. So if you move the shift over to that side. So it moves instead of it being just going like that, it shifts where the peak of it is. If that makes sense.
So it's not symmetrical.
It's asymmetrical basically.
Asymmetrical.
Yeah, that's it. So you've got, at the moment, it's set to what would be, I guess, the most normal flanger, which is that sort of more triangle-y kind of vibe.
Gotcha.
So what it does, instead of it being a triangle where it's sort of an even triangle, it kind of shifts the peak to either side.
So it's not an equilateral triangle.
No. Yes. So in the center, I guess it's in the center, and then you either move the peak of it further or forward or back.
Yeah.
And then you have the two switches down the bottom. So what you can do is you can you have the starting part of the wave and you have the ending part of the wave, and you can change what kind of shape the wave is. The first half of it and the second half of it.
Gotcha.
So right now it's a triangle wave. So we've got triangle and
even
on either side. But you can now make it. You can start with a sine wave. Going into a triangle wave, or you can have it full sine wave.
Cool.
Which kind of goes past it kind of stops almost because it goes past the.
It gets a bit percussive.
It gets very percussive. Or then you can have square wave in and square wave out. So it almost swings a bit.
Yeah.
If you move it late,
It's
it's like a bit of a shuffle, kind of a swing fit.
That's cool.
Or you can have any combination of those, basically.
Okay.
So I told you there was lots of talking, but sorry, there's just lots of stuff you can do with this. Then all these switches at the top come into play, which will probably go out of focus when I do this. But there's all the switches up the top here. Hello, people there. Now you've got 16 switches. And I'll try to make it as quick as I can.
Sure.
You've got one set of 8 and the other set of 8. Now the first set of 8 switches, 5 of those are in blue and the other 3 are in white. Now the blue ones, basically, all that means you're doing is each one of these blue ones corresponds to a knob up the front, not counting the mix knob. The mix knob is not included. So all the knobs we've got up the front, sort of 0, regeneration, rate, width, and shift.
Yep.
They all have a switch up the top here. So we've got 0, regeneration, rate, width, and swift.
Gotcha.
A shift. Now you can turn each of them on and off. Now as soon as you turn it on, they're all set to off right now. As soon as you turn it on, what it does now, this changes from your mix level to your ramp speed.
Okay.
Ramp speed means as soon as you turn, this is where it gets complicated. As soon as you turn on, let's say the rate here, let's just do it. Let's turn on the rate. Where is it? This one. Okay, so we've turned on the rate, which is the speed of it, yeah?
Okay.
So now what happens is, it's as if the knob actually twists, so it goes from 0 to that setting, yeah?
Okay.
And this tells you how fast it goes from 0 to that setting.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now we've got it set. So look, we've got the switch on in the back for the rate. Mm-hmm. We've got the switch on in the back to bounce, so it means it goes from 0 to there and back and keeps going. So this now, it's the speed and how quickly it goes from one to the other. Right. So if you play now something, got to go back to you. It slows down, then it goes faster, then it slows down again, and it goes faster.
Yeah.
So it's as if someone kind of goes like that with the rate knob, yeah. And then you have another switch in the back, which is your sweep switch,
okay.
Which you can either set so it goes from 0 to where it's set, or you can set it so it goes from 10 to where it's set.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So you can either have it now, like now it's set, it goes. If we have it like up fairly high, it goes from the slowest, it sweeps up to where it's set at the fastest, and then it goes back. So if you play something now. So it starts at the slowest setting and then ramps up to the fastest setting and then goes back to the slowest setting.
Okay.
Now if you switch it the other way, if you go sweep, the opposite end, it goes from the highest setting down to where it's set. So let's say we're going to here now. So it now goes from it's kind of the opposite of what you think. I think it goes the further down you go, the faster it goes. Actually,
all right.
It's sort of like the opposite almost. It slows down as you take it up. I think. Anyway, so that's one of the things you can do. You can also just have it go in one direction, so you don't have it go. You don't have it bounce. You can just have it going. You can either have it going from 0 to there, or from 10 to there, and just do that.
Oh,
no, so just as once.
Yep.
And then you can also set it to rise or to fall. So the other set of 8 switches, you have another 5 switches in there, which each of them correspond to one of those knobs. And you can set it to rise or to fall, which means it either goes from 0 to that setting, or it goes from that setting to 0.
Gotcha.
Or vice versa.
Rise and fall.
Rise and fall. And then you have a sweep switch, which that's what we were doing before, whether it goes from 0 to the setting or from 10 to the setting.
Cool.
You have a division, so that's where you flick it and then you change it from 1, 2 and 4 subdivision to your 3, 6 and 8 subdivision.
Yeah. Cool.
And then you have another switch in the back here called Polarity.
Okay.
Which changes the polarity of the flanger. Oh yes, another good idea. Okay. So let's just switch the polarity. So now, this is what it, just play something now and I'll switch the polarity. just changes the whole feel and whole sound of the thing.
Cool.
And then the last switch is the Moto Bypass.
Oh, good.
It's Momentary To Bypass.
Okay.
So what that does is, well, if you have it off, you push that button, it's on, you push that button, it's off. Once you flick this,
Yeah.
it's a momentary switch. So it's only on.
Not matched.
Yes, it's a momentary switch.
Cool.
That's the Spectre from Bliss. Awesome pedal. My first Chase Bliss experience, and
Yeah.
I was a bit blown away with just what you can do with it, and yeah, quite an amazing pedal. So if you get a chance to check it out, make sure to check it out. Yeah, and that's it for us. And make sure to click subscribe on our YouTube channel. It's a red button somewhere around there somewhere. Tell your friends and your families to subscribe, and make sure to go to our Facebook page as well. There's a link underneath us in the description. and check out our Facebook page.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much, and see you next time.